Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's event. My name is Mayokwa Dioti. I want to say a big thank you to you all for joining today's event and our special guest, Miss Hadassah, Queen Hadassah, Ibiyingi, Gloriana, Allaputa. Thank you for joining us today on this edition of our weekly program. Today's event is a co-hosted event between Yali RLC Alumni Nigeria and Startup Grind Jos. So that's why we are having young leaders from two communities here. And I want to use this opportunity to say a special welcome to one of our past regional coordinators at Yali RLC Alumni Nigeria North Central Region, who is on the call right now, in the person of Silas Adaramola. Thank you very much, sir, for joining today's call. And I would also like to say a big thank you to Blessing Oloyo, the director of Startup Grind Lokoja, who is also on the call. So without wasting much of our time today, because our special guest is actually on the road, she had to just park in order for her to be on this call with us today. So we wouldn't want to waste much time. I will go straight to the chat today. So Queen Hadassah, once again, you are highly welcome. Hello. Can you hear me? Queen Hadassah. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. Hello. Can anybody hear me? Okay, I think she's trying to join again. Probably there's an issue with the network.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
she's not here.
Okay, I can see she's just joined again. Probably there's an issue with the network. Okay, Queen Hadassah, welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and
clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Welcome. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you now. Wow.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are very, very happy to have you on the call today. Thanks for accepting our invitation to come and speak to young leaders. You being a young leader yourself, and the reigning Miss World United Nations. Okay. Yeah, it's such a big one. So very quickly, let me start by asking you to give us a brief introduction about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, okay, that's great. First of all, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm very excited. I feel so happy, feel great to be in your midst today. And like you know, my name is Hadassah Ibiyingi, Gloriana, Allaputa, and I'm current Miss World United Nations. I'm the founder of the Queen Hadassah Legendary and the initiator of the Girls with Purpose International Network. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's really, really amazing. It's so amazing to be speaking with a world champion. Yes, and you know, your profile has already explained to us so many things you do in the area of being an humanitarian, and we are so proud of you. So let me start by asking you that, imagine as the winner of the Miss United Nations finals, which took place in Delhi, India. It's not a small achievement. Can you please tell us some of those things that stood you out, that made you an African, the very first African to become the Miss World United Nations?
Okay. First of all, I want to say that it's an 8 years journey for me. I started in 2014 when I saw the United Nations pageant system is something that sits well with my personality. Yeah, when I was growing up, I've always wanted to be a beauty queen with a difference. So as a young girl, I usually use this paper crown. I used to carve a paper crown and put it on my head, and then sometimes I'll use my mom's wrapper to tie within my shoulders, and stand in front of the mirror, and I'll be talking like I'm talking to acting like I'm talking to a large network of people. So I have this mental picture while I was growing up here. This is what I've always wanted to do. Yeah, even if my mom was not very supportive at that initial stage. And when I started growing up, then coming into the pageant industry, I discovered that what I imagine as a beauty queen is not what the system is offering to me. So I started looking out for platforms that is in line with my dreams and my vision. And then when I found the United Nations pageant, first of all, is a non-bikini pageant, and I love what they do there. So I decided to apply. That was in 2014. And then I emerged as Miss Nigeria United Nations first runner-up. Now, the pageant, United Nations pageant, they just had it once in Nigeria. That's in 2014, and they never had it again. So when I emerged as first runner-up South at that time, all I wanted was, I want to go for an international pageant. I want to go for the United Nations International Pageant. And I was just looking out for maybe the next publication on when they're going to be having their national pageant in Nigeria so I can contest again. So because I want to be Miss Nigeria United Nations, then I can now represent my country. But that never happened. Now in 2015, as first runner-up, because I know, sure, they had their winners and they took them out of the country, and they did quite a lot. And here I started working. Now, because I wanted to do what I've always wanted, I started doing the things that I've always wanted to do, which is humanitarian, because I believe that beauty queens are called humanitarians, even if we are, the society has already put us in the entertainment industry. But for me, for us, my organization, we are different. We are not totally just entertainers. Now, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I started thinking out of the box. I wanted to do something different. So I started working on all the projects that I've always wanted to do. Yeah. I started reaching out to quite a number of people. I visited 14 communities, reaching out to single mothers and their children, because I discovered that a lot of times in our society, single mothers and their children, somehow it looks like if the parents are not there, the father and the mothers, they are not together. There's always this challenge from the child and the father and the mother. So I started doing quite a number of things, because I know that young girls that get pregnant early, as a teenage pregnancy is quite an issue in our society. But my focus was how to help these young girls navigate back into their life, even if they've had those kind of experiences, because that's also my experience. I started childbirth early, and that was a setback for me. So when I got the platform, I just wanted to reach out to people within my age, within my people that have the same kind of experience with me, because I went through a transformation period, and I was at a place when I felt like I can also share my experience with people and then to inspire them. And then when I tried to also, I tried to enter the pageant because there was no national pageant. Now, because of all the projects that I've done, that attracted the national director at that time, to me. I was like, she said, can you represent us internationally? I said, yes, that's what I wanted, because I tried to apply. I waited in 2015, it didn't work. In 2016, and then she called me to Abuja, and then I was crowned as Miss Nigeria United Nations without any pageant. So I earned it. It was the projects that I've done, the passion, the perseverance, doing beyond what was expected. Even if I was not the winner at that time, I was just first runner-up, but I did quite a number of things that attracted the national directors in Abuja here, and that's how I was crowned. And then immediately I was crowned, she gave me a condition, and she said, we're sorry, we can't sponsor you, the pageant, we're no longer, we're not ready to have any other pageant, but we just saw you, we see your passion, and that's why we're giving you the opportunity, but we can't sponsor you. Can you sponsor yourself? I said, yes. And that was in 2016. And then I tried to look for sponsorship. It was very difficult for me because the pageant is not very known in Nigeria. And I had to do quite a number of things, to make sure that I get myself ready for the pageant. One of the things that I did was communication. I had to learn how to communicate. I had to do more of my charity project. I had to do etiquette and image branding. I did training, public speaking, quite a number of things just to prepare me. But the challenge that I had was each time I tried to enter for the pageant, I always fail. So I tried in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and finally I got it. So that was the journey. It was a long journey, so it didn't just start that very time, but I'm so grateful to God because I didn't give up on that dream. So it's an experience that I just don't want to forget easily.
Wow. What a story, what an experience, man. It's so nice and interesting to learn that your room was actually not built in a day. I'm just learning that you were actually on this journey for like 8 years, and you kept trying, because you had this dream, to wear the crown, and eventually you were able to achieve your heart desire. Man, this is really good lesson for everyone on this call. The importance of perseverance and persistence.
Are you see that? Are you see that? Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, and I wanted to just add to the fact that I remember when it was time for me to travel, and usually I got a lot of setback and rejection, especially from the embassies, because I don't know, for whatever reasons they said they were not going to give me the visa for India, and I kept insisting. In fact, I visited the Indian High Commission, the embassy, for over 20 times, because every day I was just on their neck. I said I was going to go to India, and I was just not going to go to India. I was going to win, and not just winning, I'm going to win the overall crown. And that was, something that has really kept me, because I remember some years back, I had a vision board and I printed the crown, that crown that you see on my head there, that crown, they have different crowns. They have a gold crown, they have the black crowns, they have the silver crown, and they have the green crown, and then this particular one. So I printed this particular crown, and I said, this is what I want. That crown, the colors represent the nations of the world because it's multicolors. It means it represents the nations of the world, like different flags. And I said, this is what I wanted. And then when I got to the embassy, I said they were not giving me visa. And then I remember some of my friends telling me that, Hadassah, can you just stop this whole thing? Can't you see it's not for you? It's not working. You've been trying this thing for over how many years, and it's not working. And I said, no, I was going to go to India. In fact, it was looking like it was not going to happen, because the pageant started on the 1st of November. And I was supposed to be in India on the 28th to 29th of October. So I can arrive on the 1st. But on the 2nd of November, I was still in Nigeria. So you see that it was so obvious that this was not going to, I was not just not going to travel because of all the circumstances around. I remember my friend calling me and telling me that I should forget about it. And I said, no. When I dropped the call, I cried aloud. I said, God, I've been on this journey for a very long time. Yes, I'm going to mention this very important. Now, over these years of experience, I had a lot of setbacks and rejection. I want to specifically say that we as business, where you meet people, they tell you that if you don't sleep with me, I'm not going to sponsor you. I want to very possible for you not to compromise, but you still get what we're asking for. Is my personal experience. $28,000, and I rejected it because there was a condition attached to it. Truly speaking, because there was a condition attached to that, and I walked out of. And believe you me, it's. I didn't even have transport to go home that very day. But on the way while I was going, I was crying to God. I said, no, the reason why I am here is not because of this. And I saw beyond the crown. I was seeing a vision beyond the crown, not just me winning. There are a lot of things that I want to do in the pageant industry. There are things that I want to, there are things that I have set out that I want to do. So it was beyond the crown, not just having the crown. So those were my drives. Those were the things that was motivating me to do what I was doing. So, and then finally I got the visa. And when I got to India, I want to also say that one of the things that stood me out is the fact that over my years of failure was what gave me an edge, because I was the only beauty queen that that had a project that I've already done. I was the only beauty queen that had a photo book of all my projects, like a photo book. Other queens, they came with, in fact, they didn't have any. It was just a profile. Yeah, you're supposed to present your profile. But I presented a photo book of all my projects. I did a documentary about Nigeria, 2 minutes documentary about Nigeria, why you should visit Nigeria. So then I also did 2 minutes video about my project. So when it was my turn for presentation, in fact, I left Nigeria on the 2nd of November, and I arrived Dubai on the 3rd, and I got to India on the 4th. So it means that I was the last person that got to the camp. And that very day was a day for very unique, a very regular pageant where they're going to ask you questions on stage with your evening gown and all that. We did not know that that's their structure or their style. So it's like a backstage where they have different judges from different countries that are going to judge the contestants. But it's not an open stuff. It's an in-house interview. So when it was my turn, I just asked, how many minutes do I have? They said 5 minutes. Okay, fine. My video was 2 minutes. My documentary was 2 minutes. I know I went extra miles because I know that I had to study, and I made a lot of research about the pageant system, what they do, what do they want to hear, so I came up with all those creative ideas, and that was what I presented. And it was a very wonderful experience for me. For me, at that time, I was like, okay, I'm here. Let me just give my best, not knowing that it was that very Thursday I arrived in India that they chose their winners. So on the day of the grand finals, when they called Miss Nigeria as the winner of the pageant, the first thing I said was, thank you, Jesus. Because when I got there that very time, the crown was no longer my focus. My focus was I just want to participate. Like a lot of people have talked down on this thing, have really discouraged me. Yes, from the beginning, they were encouraging me, but when it was taking how many years, they were like, can't you do something else? In fact, some people called me on phone and said, Hadassah, some beauty queens, they come, they win, and they go, you have been carrying this, your Miss Nigeria thing. Are you not tired? Can't you just do something else? We know that you can do something else, but I did not listen to all those things because nobody saw the vision that I saw beyond the crown. And by the grace of God, it happened that the crown fits me so well. And it's an experience that I can never forget, you know.
Wow, wow, wow. What an
My story is so
experience. What an
long.
experience. What an experience. This is so encouraging, what you had to pass through to achieve your dream.
Exactly.
Man, well done, well done. Okay, so you mentioned that you've been working on projects, and I know that definitely you're also working on projects. Can you please share with us the latest thing you are working on? What's the hottest thing in town now from Queen Hadassah?
Oh, okay. After I won, I decided to get the franchise, the United Nations pageant franchise for Nigeria, because Nigeria has not fully participated globally. So I got the franchise because I want to express this new pageant system that we have created. Now, I studied the history of pageants and I discovered that what we have in our history is what we are seeing here. So I know that the pageantry is under the entertainment industry, but I see differently. I see that beauty queens can do more than what we are doing. I see that we have a place in the society that that is just uniquely different. And one of the things is that we are called humanitarians. Now, I'm saying this because I understand, I don't know if we are all Christians here. When I read the book of Esther, I realized that the reason why Esther was crowned queen was because there was a mission to serve and to save a nation. If Esther was not crowned queen, the whole nation would have been destroyed. So when I studied the book of Esther, I've studied it like so many times. The more I read, the more I get deep insight of who is a beauty queen. What is our role in the society? Why do we have pageants? And I decided to, think differently. Now, I got a franchise, and my pageant is a very uniquely different pageant. I said that because it's a family pageant. It's not like a regular pageant. We have Most Beautiful Girl, we have Miss Nigeria, Miss Heritage, like quite a number of pageants, have one division, but we have 8 divisions. 8, I mean, a family pageant that has Little Miss between the age of 8 and 12, and Little Mister between the age of 8 and 12. So for the first time in the history of pageants, we are going to be having the Little Mister category. Yeah, so we also have the Miss Teen, Mr. Teen, that's 4. We have the MISS, we all know about Miss, that's 5. We have the Mrs., we have Mr., and then we have Miss, MS, my category. As a single mom, there are young girls that have always wanted to be in pageant, but because they have given birth, normal pageants, once you've given birth, you're not permitted to participate, so it's like a limitation on people like us. But in our pageant, we have given an opportunity for young girls between the age of 20, 22, 25, 30. Now, I've always wanted to be a beauty queen, maybe because of the circumstance. So we have given that opportunity for, younger. That's why it's called a family pageant. So everyone in the family is being represented in our pageant. And then the fact that once you apply for a pageant, the first thing that we do with you is orientation. You have to go through our online 11 courses online, where we have to do a couple of courses, because one of the things that is missing in the pageant industry is the fact that a lot of young girls are not adequately trained, or they don't understand the real meaning why you are a beauty queen. So we have taken it upon ourselves to train these young people, to reorientate them. And we have also created a job description for a beauty queen. So once you're a beauty queen, you're always a beauty queen. It's not a hobby. it's something you are called to do, just like a pastor, just like a politician, just like a footballer. It's a profession. It's something that you want to do, and you do it for life. It's not a part-time thing. That's why there is no sustainability in what they are doing. So we have included all these in our package so that we select the people that are called for this, so that we can have a sustainable project plan, for all our contestants and then for all our winners. It's just like we have footballers. When you want to be a footballer, you have to go to a football academy, and you start with under 17, and then you become a legend. Why is it different in the pageant industry? Why don't we have people that this is what they're called to do, so that at the end of the day, they are really functioning, effectively, and their impact is felt? So that's why we have all these courses. We have Introduction to Royalty as a course. I created that course. And we have humanitarian study as a course for all the beauty queens and kings and princesses and princes. They have to go through those courses, because it's not enough having passion. You just have to have the skill on how to, reach out to people. So we have that training on humanitarian. We also have etiquette and image branding. We have public speaking, effective communication. We have purpose and vision as a course. The idea we're bringing that course is because we want to help the young girls to clarify who they are and what is their vision. So if we have like 100 persons, at the end of the day, we will not realize that there are people that are selected for this particular vision. And that's where we can now develop an idea around what they do. So by the time we are done with all this training, because it's online, they have to go through our exam. After the exam, those who pass the exam are people that are going to take a development project. By what I mean, I discovered that a lot of young girls do not relate the daily life activities and how they can make impact in the society. So one of the course is SDG goals. So out of the 17 goals of the United Nations, they are allowed to choose one out of the 17 and create a development project plan that they can defend. So that just in case you win, we as the organizers, we are going to help you develop an idea around your passion, around who you are, around what you want. That's what makes us really different, because other pageants, they have a team for the year, or they have something they're looking out for. So it doesn't matter who you are. When you come into their system, this is what they want you to promote for that 1 year, and then that's it. So we don't want that. We want someone that is called for this particular dream and vision, and then we help you to achieve that. And so, that's what we're working on right now. In fact, the pageant is starting tomorrow. We launched out some months back, and then we're having the first and maiden edition of the United Nations pageant Nigeria. And for the first time in history, we are going to be launching and crowning the first pageant royal family in the world. I did my research. There is nothing like what we have done. It's going to be a very great event for us. So that's what we're working on right now, aside my other humanitarian projects that we are doing.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for taking our time to take us through this project that you're working on, the biggest family pageant in the world. Wow, that's really, really huge, and we wish you success in this endeavor. We love what you are doing. You are taking pageantry beyond entertainment to something that is real humanitarian services, and training young girls and people in general to start making impact in the world. Thank you so much for coming up with such initiatives. Now I will be asking you one more question, and then I'll be throwing the floor open to our attendees to ask whatever questions may be on their minds. And my final question for you today is, what advice do you have for the people on the call? Anyone who wants to go into pageantry, or anyone who wants to take up any project in the world today, what advice would you give to them?
Okay. The first thing I'm going to say is for you to know who you are and what's your purpose here on earth. Yeah, I said that because that is the foundation of on anything you want to do. Because I see that a lot of young people are confused on what they want to do. Like I said, I was telling my people the other day that just stay on your lane. Who are you? Where's your lane? You know, when you want to have a race, everyone is on their lane. And then when you go, it's like, go, everybody's running. Be on your lane. Your lane, I mean, who are you? What's your purpose here on earth? What how what does God want you to do? Why are you alive? What are you doing? You need to identify your strength and your weaknesses. You need to know who you are, identify, focus on it, because life is really short, and that for your purpose, you have to focus on it. You have to times, you have to give your best, you have to be yourself, and also perseverance. Because once you understand who you are and your purpose, nothing should distract you from it. You should focus on it and have the motivation, because that's where the motivation comes from. Once you understand your purpose and then you have clarity on your vision, where you're going to, that's where motivation comes from. So even when people are discouraging you, things are not going the way that you want it to go, that's that clarity gives direction, and direction gives you the motivation that you need. So I want to encourage every one of us young people to focus on who they are.
Wow. Once again, thank you very much for that. That's a great advice. Discover yourself, discover your purpose, and focus on it. Because since you just know that this is your mission on earth, then no matter the challenges you face, nothing is going to sway you. When you were speaking earlier, you mentioned something. You said you use vision board. You had a picture of the crown on your wall, the exact crown that you want.
Okay.
And years later, that same crown is now on your head. That's really, really amazing. Thanks for sharing this knowledge with us. Thanks for sharing all these tips with us. Right now, I'm going to throw the floor open for attendees. We can take maybe at least 2 questions, and then we call it a day, because we understand that you are actually in traffic right now. You just have to park by the side of the road to take this call. So please, guys, the floor is open. If you want to ask the reigning Miss World United Nations, Queen Hadassah, Ibiyingi, Gloriana, Allaputa, let's have your hands up, and then you can unmute yourself. Any questions?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Francis from Benue.
Okay,
Good
Francis,
evening.
thank you. Thank you for joining us. You can go ahead with your question.
Good evening. All hail the Queen. Your story, your experience is amazing and awesome. It's encouraging. I want to know, we are starting another project. Your project is starting, the pageant is starting anytime soon. Your target area, can you extend your target areas to places like Benue?
Hi. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Francis. I heard you.
You heard
clearly.
my question. Okay.
Yes, I heard your question, and I think Queen Hadassah is also responding. Probably network is causing a lag.
Hello.
Because we need more of
Hello.
this.
Hello, Queen. Did you hear his question?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, can you kindly respond to his question?
Yes, I can hear you. You said can be extended.
Exactly.
If the pageant can be
Exactly.
extended to Ben, all Nigeria,
Exactly.
we sent out our publications. So everyone is represented of a new pageant royal family. So we can have someone from Nasarawa. Let's say the little miss is from Nasarawa and Mr. Teen is from Benue. Imagine having this different ethnic group and different people coming from different places, setting up, coming together as a family. You understand? Coming together as a family. In fact, what we target is uniting the nations through pageantry. So the idea is to bring these different people to form a unit. And then take another thing that is unique about us is the fact that Tuesday, by next year, we'll bring winner into the pageant family, into the pageant, where we have pageant royal families, people that are ready to serve humanity with their beauty and add value to the society. So it's for everybody. It's for every state.
Okay. I learned you groom a lot of young girls around the eastern part of the country and the northern part of the country. That is actually where the question, that is actually where that is actually the angle I was coming from. If your programs can be if your programs can be extended. Okay. Can you hear me, please? Hello.
Hello. Yes, I think we're having a bit of a network lag, but
and I will leave it in the comment.
Hear you clearly.
Okay, she can hear you clearly. Great.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, Queen Hadassah, thank you for the response. Even though he came up with another follow-up question that he noticed that some of your projects have been in the eastern part and northern part. All right. I think we're having network issues at the moment. So, Queen Hadassah, what we normally do is we like to connect people. So, could you kindly drop your details, how we can reach out to you, like Francis, who would like you to also come and do some interventions in the state.
In Benue, exactly.
Yes, in Benue. How can we reach
you?
Exactly. Kindly share with us your contact, your website, your social media handles, if possible, your phone number, all those kind of things, how we can reach you. We'll be very, very glad to have your details, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
That's great. Thank you.
So do we have any further questions before we call it a day today?
Hello, good evening.
Okay, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, really. I'm so happy I tuned in today. Great to hear from you, Queen Hadassah. You're doing so much. And I love...
Thank you.
I love your confidence, your security. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I'm saying, okay, this International Day of the Girl Child, I am actually a youth leader involved with children, especially girls. I don't know if we can actually have you to do a talk, probably just a shout out, because I know we'll not be able to get you, but I really want you to talk with these girls. I'm so sorry I have to tell you straight up like this, but I guess I will have to reach you later, but I just wanted to say well done with what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be glad to do that with the girls. In fact, is what I love to do. I would love to do that.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for that request, Joy Abraham, and to our beautiful queen for obliging that request. I think that's one of the reasons why we're having this, to learn from young leaders around the world, their stories, their personal and professional stories, their experiences, and also to connect. And at this moment, I want to say a big, big thank you to our special guest for taking out time from our busy schedule to spend this moment with us. Like she said, tomorrow they are having the first and the biggest family beauty royal pageant event in the world. So you can just imagine how busy she is at the moment. Okay, so thank you so much on behalf of Yali RSC Alumni Nigeria. I say a big thank you on behalf of Startup Grind. I say a big thank you for sharing this knowledge with us today. And we will be glad to connect further with you. So kindly drop your details for us in the chat room so that we can reach out to you on social media and even on your website.
That's great. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
I just dropped it now. Yeah.
Okay, great. So at this moment, we'll be calling it a day like we normally do. We will now head into the breakout rooms. So for as many of us who would like to continue to network, you can stay on the call and meet in the breakout room to get to know your fellow attendees and young leaders on this call today. Once again, thank you, our special guest, and thank you to everyone for joining today's event. Till we see you again next week, have a great weekend.